Namaste and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is about money, right? And we have been, conditioned to believe that money is evil, and anyone who, wants to have money in their life is running after greed, and consequently, the person is evil, or the person needs some more understanding of how to be a good person and be spiritual and stuff like that. So if you are one of them, or if anyone around you has, such emotions, please share this video with them to understand why it is not so. There are a number of things that have been taught to us since childhood which are not correct, right? One of those things is the conception or this entire idea or the thought process around money. Good people don't run after money, and which ultimately creates this entire guilt trip. Okay, if you want money, you want to be rich, then you have to be one of those people who are not very good people. There are a lot of people who think that, okay, I have not been able to earn enough, and the people who are earning a lot, who are rich, these people must have done something unjust to be there. And believe me, everyone needs money, but at the same time, everyone is not able to build that relationship with money, which is very sad. And because you don't have a good relationship with money, you lack abundance and you enter a scarcity mindset. So let's understand money as a neutral concept. Okay. So why to think of money as positive or negative? Why not go back to that entire quotation which says that, money, is it depends whether you've made money your slave or your master. Because money can be a good slave but not a great master. When you associate money as your master, that means you are overly focused on the idea of earning money. But when you use it as, an energy, something that helps you live your life or something that is going to help others live their life, if you use the money well, it is a great energy form. So money as energy can be just understood like, just as love is an energy, gratitude is an energy, kindness is an energy, money too is an energy. Without money, we would not have been where we are today. Schools require school fees, the house requires rent or payment for the property, the car requires money, everyday food requires money. Now, let me tell you, because how I reached here, it has been a long path to come to this judgment and understanding. So, a year or two ago, I was coaching women either free of cost. In fact, I got women to write books for, not just write books, in fact, took them through past life regression and many other services either for free or for minimal amount of money that they could make possible, because I was overly focused on the fact that women have suffered a lot through centuries, so let me as a woman do something to help them. What I forgot on this path was that I also had to run a family, and if I gave them for what I deserved money as an energy exchange, I will be on the darker side of it. And then I also started realizing that people who really want to move ahead in their lives will find out any way to get ahead, just as I did. Not that I was born a billionaire. And despite being a single mother, despite having financial crunches, I managed to do international courses and be where I am today, to be able to coach other women and help other people. So you got to understand that money is energy. And just as you exchange other things, money is also an exchangeable energy. Just as you exchange love with your kids, with your parents, with your friends, you exchange kindness, so can money be exchanged. And so can money be also thought of as something that we need to keep with ourselves. When you use it with awareness, that's the most important thing. When you use it with awareness, it flows, it multiplies, and it creates abundance for you and the people around you. And a number of us question or think that money is not meant for me because I was born in such a family, or I'm sorry, I could not gain that kind of advantage of that situation, or I could not earn a lot. That's basically because we have been brought up in households where parents say things like, "Paisa ped pe nahi hogta." Okay, money does not grow on trees, or it's not easy to earn money, and things like that. So because of all these things, this scarcity mindset or this poverty stricken mindset, it has developed a lot of, idealistic scenarios. So because people could not get money in their hands, so they started saying that we don't need money. It's something like that small story we had read in our childhood, that when the fox could not get the grapes, the fox said that the grapes are sour. Something like, you also put the women to do a lot of work. Okay, similar example would be, you get women to do a lot of work, and then you say, oh my god, you're so great. Okay, and not pay them for the labor. So they're doing so much of work, and then they say, oh, this is just having a time pass at home, like this is your duty. But the ones who go out can earn money. How do I relate this? I relate this with the idea that we give wrong notions, wrong conceptions, we give wrong ideas to concepts like money, labor, and many more things. You try to make people appear, you know, really great when they don't want money and things like that. Come out of it. Money is a need and money is an energy. Money is also a tool for service. So, what I have realized in my life, like till the time I was earning very well, in between I took a break. In that break, I could not, you know, donate to orphanages, and I could not donate to other places for, other problems that people were dealing with. And then I realized that no, money is really important, because the money that I had, I was, using it for the right purpose. I was not using it for wrong purposes. It also helps you support your children's education. It, you can care for your parents, you can get them better medical care, you can contribute to causes that you believe in, and you can invest in your growth and healing. There are so many parents. Why do we hear about old age homes? Old age homes exist because probably these parents, whatever limited amount of money they had, they gave it to their children. Okay, and these children in turn did not exchange the labor and the love. What if these parents had enough money to also keep for their own old age? Wouldn't it be better that, and I have heard about these things because when I was in Dehradun, I was actually thinking, what will I do in my old age? There are old age homes which are like, which are like really, really like a five-star hotel and things like that. Why wouldn't you be wanted to taken care of yourself as an old person? Where will you go? Maybe your children, turn out to be like really good people and they are very loving and caring and they take care of you. What if they don't turn out to be like that? No one can predict the future. So why not look at money as a tool for really important services and things that you need to do in your life? I would come back to talking about the scarcity mindset and the abundance mindset. When you say no, I don't need it and things like that, you are already blocking the money in your life. You're blocking the abundance in your life. I'll do without it. Can you really do without it? So the idea that, true spirituality does not start with a scarcity mindset. And I've taken a long time to, understand this. That is why today I'm here talking about it. Because I heard someone ask me, so I was advertising about past life regression a few years ago. And then some guy kind of messaged me on Instagram and he said that how can this happen? Can it happen online? And I gave all this thing, and then I said that it costs this much. Then he said, "Oh my God, this is something so spiritual. How can you charge for it?" I said, "Yes, it's invaluable. All the more reason that you should, provide, you should in fact give me more money than, because if you think it's a noble thing to be done, ideally you should be paying more if you want, okay? Things like Vipassana, okay? So they are done free of cost. They are provided free of cost, not because they are, you know, spiritual, so spiritual things should not be paid for, but they are invaluable. And definitely, if you are sensible enough when you come out of Vipassana, you also donate for the next person. So thinking that something which is spiritual and religious and divine, oh my God, doesn't need to be paid, let me tell you, as a spiritual healer and a mentor, let me tell you that, a secret, that we also have our houses, we also have our kids also get educated, we eat on a regular basis, and we need money. So to expect that, energy exchange should not be required. I also heard someone say, oh my God, you know what? That tarot reader charges 3,000 rupees for one question. It's all right. Even I charge quite high. Not 3,000 rupees. But do you realize what that tarot reader does behind that? How she keeps her intuition intact, How many hours of meditation is required, and what a sattvic diet is required to maintain that kind of mind, to maintain the purity of thought, and what all is that tarot reader not taking into her life that normal people are. There goes a lot, even for healers or spiritual mentors or tarot readers and past life regression therapists, whatever, to maintain that kind of aura. Money is very, very spiritual. And if you think of money as not spiritual, or spiritual healers should not be charging money, let me tell you, you're bringing about a major, major imbalance. Giving and receiving. So if you're only receiving and not giving back, let me tell you, this karma will come back. One common thing that all my spiritual mentors always told me was never do any work for free. Let's imagine today I take someone through their past lives. When I take someone through their past lives, I am dealing with their karma. I am kind of entering into their karmic domain. If I am paid back for that, then I can say that this was my service. But if I am not paid back for that, I cannot cut ties with it, because I've become a part of that karma. And not only do I as a therapist become a part of that karma, even that person will have to pay in this lifetime or another lifetime to me or to someone else, maybe in a manifold version. So today, if you're not wanting to give a 2,000 or 5,000 rupees, maybe it will be taken back 10 times from you. So spirituality also requires money, and money is spiritual. Money is a value. Money is an energy that you give back for receiving value. It is directly proportional to the kind of value that you create in the world. Now, that does not mean that everyone who's earning money, they're all right and they're all saints. I'm not trying to say that. What I'm trying to get at is the fact that you should not associate money with greed. Because when you do that, then you are manipulating money, you are disrespecting money. Comfort is not a sin. Okay, it is a right. So if you want to buy a bigger bed, or if you want to buy a bigger house, or instead of renting an apartment, if you want to buy a house, or if you want, all these things, you need to understand necessity, comfort, and luxury. And I'm no one to say what you should buy and what you should not buy. What I'm here to say is the fact that if you want to live a more comfortable life, don't have guilt regarding that. Anyone who makes you think like that, they have a problem, they have a scarcity mindset. And maybe also around the fact that they may be having some level of jealousy as well. It's not indulgence, I'd say, it's nourishment to quite an extent. Okay, why? Now think of all the celebrities or all the rich people, their children growing up to be taller and looking more beautiful. I'm sure there are some kind of surgeries. I'm not talking about that. I'm not getting there. What I'm trying to get at is, obviously they provided better food. They probably had nutritionists guiding them, maybe during pregnancy as well. Now, when you have money, you can, make your life much better, and your children to be physically healthier, maybe mentally having clarity, and having a purpose in life. There are so many things which are possible with money, right? Judgment around money is always ego based. Now someone was talking to me about Mahatma Gandhi. How much did Mahatma Gandhi earn and things like that? But you know that Mahatma Gandhi's train tickets or flight tickets or whatever tickets were required at the time, people competed to pay for it. I'm not trying to show him in a bad light. In fact, I think Mahatma Gandhi did a great work. Okay, but what I'm trying to say here is, for doing that big a work, he was also supported financially by so many people. So if you are one of the money holders, you can support missions. You can support people who are doing well, or who are doing good things in lives, who are doing better things for the world. So money can help you do all these things. Why should you think that money only takes you to the wrong path? It is your intention that actually ultimately decides whether money is spiritual for you or not. Otherwise, you think about food. People are foodaholic as well, and people are, one of the worst addiction is food addiction. If you think about technology, today I'm trying to give you some important information, but technology is misused as well. If you think about a man and a woman coming together in a sacred manner, creating a divine union, and bringing forth the next generation of humanity with love, that's so sacred. But a man and woman can come together, or two men or two women can come together in lust as well. So whenever we think about anything and just waste the energy, and yeah, I'm sure someone will question what's the problem with having multiple partners. There's no problem, there's no character judgment. The only problem is that you lose most of your energies from the chakras, and you take in the trauma and all the negative patterns of their family from their body, physical body, into yours. There are biological issues as well. So every energy has been misused. Why should money be put to the worst test or the worst judgment? That is the question. And there are ancient wisdom related to wealth, and there are so many blessings that we give, dudo naho pudo palo, and um, this is related to obviously having kids and things like that. But you think about any religion, and whenever you think about any religion, you also think about, let's imagine, let me not get into any religion, let's talk about humanity, like, sorry, Hinduism, and let's think about the Dashavatar of Vishnu. Okay, have you noticed one thing? Gautam Buddha could renounce the world because he was already a prince. He had attained what he wanted to. Lord Krishna was also a prince. He became the king. Lord Ram was also a king. They all were very rich. A part of your spiritually awakening is becoming wealthy. Yes, to be able to manifest a comfortable life and then leave it. If you haven't manifested yet, what are you going to leave? So a part of, tripti is the word that we use in Hindi. You must gain it all to finally renounce it and say that now I want to go to God. Because unless um, your soul is not satisfied in terms of getting back love, wherein we talk about the twin flame connection, unless the reunion happens, you cannot go back to God. In the same manner, unless you, and there are, as a past life regression therapist, I can tell you there are some lifetimes which are absolutely important. So one of the absolutely important lifetimes is that of a prostitute, is that of a very, very poor person, is that of a person who's suffering from very, very bad physical diseases and he cannot move and stuff like that, is that of, also a rich person like a king. Okay, you have everything, because there are lessons associated with all these things. So how can you think that money is evil, or money is, you become very greedy when you want money or you need money? Also, to a certain extent, I'd say that money is spiritual in the sense that it showcases you the mirror of what you think about yourself. So, if you have a lot of inferiority complexes, okay, if you think you are unworthy, that will show in your life as your subconscious blocks towards opportunities. You may not be earning well. On the contrary, if you honor yourself, it will show in form of abundance. Yes, that's the truth, and it's not my created truth. I have read a few books, been mentored with from many people, and then I have understood this. Money is not about greed. Money is about freedom, expansion, responsibilities towards your responsibility to, not just responsibilities related to your family, but also to the society. So the last thing that I would want to say is that money is spiritual because it allows your soul to do everything that it ever dreamt about, and to also contribute to the world in a positive manner. Because obviously, if you are a rich person, okay, if you have a lot of money, you can always contribute to, children getting educated, women getting right opportunities, to, orphanages getting the right, kind of comfort that those kids there require, or old age homes being supported well, or maybe acid attack victims being supported better. There are so many things, so many other things that you can support others for. Money is spiritual. If you have any questions, please do ask. And if you want to share your views, I'll be very, very happy to receive them in the comments. Thank you so much. Namaste. Arunima.